In a move that has sent shockwaves across the globe, former President Donald Trump has reignited his controversial proposal to merge the United States and Canada, creating a single North American superpower. This audacious plan, first hinted at during Trump's 2024 presidential campaign, envisions Canada as the 51st state, subsumed under the Stars and Stripes. Trump's rationale hinges on a number of key arguments, primarily focused on economic benefits, enhanced security, and the resolution of long-standing trade disputes. Central to Trump's argument is the promise of economic prosperity for both nations. He envisions a unified market, free from the shackles of tariffs and trade barriers, leading to increased trade, job creation, and economic growth. The elimination of the Canadian dollar in favor of the US dollar would further streamline economic activity, simplifying transactions and potentially boosting investment. Trump also argues that a merger would bolster North America's security against external threats, particularly from Russia and China. A unified military force, Trump posits, would project an image of unparalleled strength on the world stage, deterring adversaries and ensuring stability in the region. Beyond these economic and security-related justifications, Trump also sees the merger as a solution to persistent trade imbalances and disputes between the two countries. He argues that a single unified government would eliminate the need for complex trade negotiations and eliminate perceived unfair advantages enjoyed by Canada under existing agreements. The potential benefits, as outlined by Trump, paint a picture of a stronger, more prosperous, and secure North America. However, the path to achieving this vision is fraught with complexities, uncertainties, and potential pitfalls that could have far-reaching consequences for both nations and the broader international community. The timing of Trump's renewed push for a US-Canada merger is noteworthy, coinciding with a period of political upheaval in Canada. On January 6, 2025, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced his resignation, citing mounting pressure from within his own party and declining public approval ratings. Trudeau's departure, after nearly a decade at the helm, created a power vacuum in Canadian politics, leaving the country in a state of uncertainty and transition. Trump, seizing on this moment of vulnerability, wasted no time in reigniting his merger proposal, suggesting that Trudeau's resignation was a direct result of his inability to withstand the economic pressures exerted by the United States. He went on to mock Trudeau, referring to him as the governor of the great state of Canada, a move widely seen as an attempt to further undermine Canadian sovereignty and stoke the flames of division. The timing of Trump's renewed proposal just hours after Trudeau's resignation has raised eyebrows among political analysts and fueled speculation that the former president is seeking to exploit Canada's political instability to advance his own agenda. Some observers have gone so far as to suggest that Trump may have played a role in orchestrating Trudeau's downfall, leveraging his influence and economic leverage to weaken the Canadian leader's position and pave the way for a merger. Regardless of the motivations behind the timing, Trump's decision to renew his merger proposal at this critical juncture has thrust the issue into the forefront of political discourse, forcing both Canadians and Americans to confront the potential ramifications of such a momentous decision. Trump's proposal for a US-Canada merger has not been presented as a friendly invitation for collaboration, but rather as a demand backed by veiled threats of economic retaliation. He has repeatedly brandished the threat of imposing a 25% tariff on all Canadian imports if Canada refuses to comply with his demands, including curbing the flow of illegal drugs and undocumented migrants across the shared border. These threats, delivered with Trump's characteristic bluster and bravado, have been met with a mixture of apprehension and defiance in Canada. Trump's justification for the proposed tariffs hinges on his assertion that Canada has become a haven for drug traffickers and a conduit for illegal immigration into the United States. He claims that these activities pose a significant threat to American national security and economic well-being, demanding that Canada take immediate action to address these concerns. Critics argue that Trump's claims are exaggerated and lack empirical evidence, accusing him of using the specter of illegal immigration and drug trafficking as a pretext for bullying Canada into submission. They point to Canada's robust border security measures and its long history of cooperation with the United States on these issues as evidence that Trump's accusations are unfounded. Trump's threats of economic retaliation have cast a long shadow over the merger proposal, raising concerns that he is willing to resort to economic coercion to achieve his political objectives. This aggressive approach has further fueled anti-merger sentiment in Canada, reinforcing fears that a unified North America would be dominated by American interests, leaving Canadians at the mercy of an unpredictable and potentially hostile neighbor. The response to Trump's merger proposal has been predictably polarized, exposing deep divisions within both the United States and Canada. Within the U.S., reactions have been mixed, reflecting the country's ongoing political divide. Some segments of the American public, particularly those who supported Trump's previous presidential bids, have expressed enthusiasm for the merger, viewing it as an opportunity to assert American dominance and create a more powerful and prosperous nation. Proponents of the merger cite potential economic benefits, such as access to Canada's vast natural resources and a larger consumer market, as compelling reasons to support unification. They also argue that a merger would enhance national security by creating a united front against external threats and bolster America's global standing. However, opposition to the merger remains significant, even within the United States. Critics, including many Democrats and some moderate Republicans, view Trump's proposal as a blatant power grab and a violation of Canadian sovereignty. They express concerns about the potential economic and social costs of integrating Canada's distinct political and cultural identity into the American fabric. Moreover, they worry that the merger would strain relations with key allies and undermine America's standing in the world. In Canada, the reaction to Trump's proposal has been overwhelmingly negative, with strong opposition coming from across the political spectrum. Canadians, fiercely proud of their national identity and independence, view the merger as an existential threat to their way of life. Section 5. Economic Implications, a Unified Market and Its Uncertainties. Trump's vision of a unified North American market, while superficially appealing, masks a complex web of potential economic implications, both positive and negative. On the surface, the elimination of tariffs and trade barriers could lead to increased trade and economic activity between the two countries. Canadian businesses would gain access to a much larger consumer base in the United States, while American consumers could benefit from lower prices on Canadian goods and services. The free flow of labor across the border could also help address labor shortages in specific industries and regions. However, this rosy picture of economic integration overlooks the potential downsides and disruptions that could accompany such a dramatic shift. The Canadian economy, heavily reliant on natural resources and exports, could face significant challenges in adapting to a unified market dominated by the United States. Canadian businesses, accustomed to operating within a protected domestic market, could struggle to compete with larger and more established American firms. This could lead to job losses, business closures, and a decline in overall economic activity in Canada. Moreover, the integration of the two economies would require harmonizing regulations, tax codes, and labor laws, a process that could be lengthy, contentious, and disruptive. The potential for economic instability during this transition period cannot be overstated. Currency fluctuations, market volatility, and uncertainty over the future economic landscape could deter investment, stifle growth, and erode consumer confidence. While a unified market holds the promise of economic benefits, realizing this potential would require careful planning, extensive consultation, and a willingness to address the legitimate concerns of both Canadian and American stakeholders. Section 6. Political Identity. The potential erosion of Canadian sovereignty. At the heart of Canadian opposition to Trump's merger proposal lies a deep-seated fear of losing their national identity and political sovereignty. Canada, with its unique history, culture, and values, has long defined itself in contrast to its more powerful southern neighbor. The prospect of being absorbed into the United States, even under the guise of a voluntary merger, is anathema to many Canadians who cherish their distinct identity. The potential erosion of Canadian sovereignty extends beyond symbolic concerns. A merger would inevitably lead to a significant shift in political power, with Canada's voice in international affairs likely being diminished as it becomes subsumed within the American political system. Canadian provinces, accustomed to a degree of autonomy under the current federal system, could find their powers curtailed as they are integrated into the American state structure. Concerns about the preservation of Canadian culture and values are also paramount. Canada's social safety net, universal healthcare system, and multicultural ethos, often seen as defining features of Canadian identity, could come under pressure to conform to American norms and priorities. The potential for cultural homogenization, with American cultural exports dominating the media landscape and shaping public discourse, is a real concern for many Canadians. The loss of a distinct Canadian voice on the world stage is another significant concern. Canada has long played an important role in international affairs, advocating for multilateralism, peacekeeping, and human rights. A merger with the United States, particularly under a president with a more unilateralist and isolationist worldview, could diminish Canada's ability to act as a moderating force in global affairs. Section 7. International backlash, a ripple effect on the world stage. Trump's US-Canada merger proposal has not gone unnoticed on the international stage, generating concern and condemnation from world leaders and international organizations alike. The European Union, a close ally of both the United States and Canada, has expressed reservations about the merger, emphasizing the importance of respecting national sovereignty and the rule of law. China, locked in an increasingly contentious rivalry with the United States, has condemned the proposal as a blatant attempt at American expansionism, accusing Trump of seeking to undermine global stability and upset the balance of power. Russia, another geopolitical adversary of the United States, has also voiced its opposition to the merger, viewing it as a provocative move that could further escalate tensions between the West and Russia. The potential for the merger to spark a new Cold War, with the United States and its allies facing off against a resurgent Russia and its partners, is a chilling prospect that has not escaped the attention of international observers. The United Nations, tasked with maintaining international peace and security, has urged both the United States and Canada to engage in dialogue and seek a peaceful resolution to the issue. The organization has emphasized the importance of respecting the principles of national sovereignty and territorial integrity, warning against any attempt to alter borders through coercion or force. The international backlash to Trump's merger proposal highlights the potential for the issue to destabilize the global order and strain relations between key allies. The world is watching closely, wary of the potential consequences of a move that could have far-reaching implications for international security, trade, and diplomacy. Section 8. Gauging the waters, public opinion and the road ahead. As of January 30, 2025, Trump's US-Canada merger proposal remains just that, a proposal. No formal steps have been taken to initiate the complex legal and political process of merging two sovereign nations. However, the issue continues to dominate headlines and fuel heated debate on both sides of the border. Recognizing the importance of public sentiment, media outlets and polling organizations have ramped up efforts to gauge public opinion on the merger. Preliminary polls suggest that opposition to the merger remains strong in Canada, with a clear majority of Canadians rejecting the idea outright. In the United States, public opinion is more divided, reflecting the country's partisan political landscape. While a significant portion of the American public remains opposed to the merger, a vocal minority, primarily composed of Trump's most ardent supporters, continues to champion the idea. BuzzFeed News, a popular online news and entertainment platform, has taken a particularly active role in soliciting public opinion on the merger, launching a series of online polls, surveys, and interactive features designed to engage readers and capture the sentiment of the moment. The platform's efforts have yielded a treasure trove of data, providing valuable insights into the hopes, fears, and concerns of ordinary citizens, grappling with the potential ramifications of a unified North America. Section 9. Conclusion, a proposal marred by uncertainty and contention. Trump's US-Canada merger proposal, a bold and controversial proposition, has ignited a firestorm of debate and uncertainty on both sides of the border. While the former president touts the potential economic benefits, enhanced security and resolution of trade disputes as compelling reasons for unification, the path toward achieving this vision is fraught with obstacles and potential pitfalls. The proposal has been met with mixed reactions in the United States, with some segments of the population expressing support for the merger, while others view it as a threat to American values and global standing. In Canada, the reaction has been overwhelmingly negative, with Canadians fiercely protective of their national identity, political sovereignty, and distinct cultural values. The international community has also expressed concerns about the merger, warning against any attempt to alter borders through coercion or force. The potential economic implications of a unified North America are complex and uncertain, with both opportunities and risks to consider. While a unified market could lead to increased trade and economic activity, the transition process could be disruptive and costly, particularly for Canada. Moreover, the merger could have profound implications for Canada's political identity and sovereignty, potentially leading to the erosion of Canadian culture, values, and influence on the world stage. As it stands, Trump's US-Canada merger proposal remains a distant prospect, mired in controversy, and facing significant opposition both domestically and internationally. The road ahead is uncertain, but one thing is clear: any attempt to merge these two nations would require a level of dialogue, compromise, and respect for national sovereignty that has been sorely lacking in the initial stages of this debate.